Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Hi, welcome back to the OC Health and Education Show on Little Saigon TV. I'm your host, Julie Yip. On this final segment, we get to hear about how we at home can access these beautiful classes, meet with Miss Giana and her team that's going to teach you about simply music. I asked a question earlier about how young is it and how old is too old, and Giana says, you're never too young to learn music and appreciate music. You're never too old to learn too. So I think that's very important for us to remind ourselves that when the pandemic is going on, or when there's a lot of economic hardship, music seems to be something that's really healing. So I want to introduce and invite you to continue to enjoy music and possibly learn how to play the piano, Miss Giana. So can you tell us how can an audience from the Little Saigon TV and on YouTube who's going to see this video, how can they learn and reach out to you? If they're not living in Orange County, maybe that they're in LA or maybe out in another country, can they access you?
Yes, absolutely. And so I think the beautiful part about COVID is that it forced us to go online and connect, right?
Right.
So when the pandemic hit in March of 2020, was it 2020?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, 2 years ago, we had to pivot very, very quickly, because at that time, all of our lessons were only in person. I'd never taught online before. We didn't know what to do. But then we took 1 week off to kind of really learn a little bit more about the tools that we could use through Zoom.
Right.
And then the following week we were back online, and luckily our community of students and parents they're very with it. And they jumped right on board, and we were able to survive as a business.
Wow.
But also emotionally to connect throughout the pandemic through music. And so with the convenience of Zoom, yes, we'd love to connect with students from anywhere, Orange County, LA, globally, because this your audience is global. But really, I really want to encourage people. It's not just about dancing keys or about this particular method. I think music, any way that you can get music into your life is really important, whether it's us or somebody else. Music has this power to help us regulate physically. When we're overwhelmed, we seek out music to help us either to calm down, because there are rhythmic components and sonic components of music that helps the body calm down and regulate ourselves. But also we have music to connect emotionally. Music is what our emotions and our feelings sound like.
Yes.
So when you are not feeling
your
right,
thoughts. Right.
Sometimes words are not enough to convey what you feel. So when you hear it, when you can hear the music combined with the lyrics, you're like, yes, this is how I'm feeling. And then also somebody else felt this way too, because they made this song in that emotion.
So the music validates what you're going through, but also lets you know you're not alone. And that's one thing, Giana, that I'm hearing today. You're always like, oh, we gotta connect.
Yes.
Because sometimes, technology, there's good things and there are bad things, but at Dancing Keys, you were able to make sure that you maintain that connection during the pandemic.
Yes.
So again, if a family wants to know more about it, can they enroll in your classes? Do they go online? Do they call? What's the best way?
Absolutely. The easiest way is to go to our website, dancingkeys.com. And then on there, you can sign up for an introductory information session where you can learn more in depth about the program. The information sessions are live, so I will meet with you personally via Zoom, and you can learn more about the program. And if it's the right fit for you, we'd love for you to join our community. And if it's not, that's okay too. Just find a way to make music.
Well, thank you, Giana. Thưa quý vị, nếu quý vị muốn hiểu thêm về chương trình của Dancing Keys, Giana muốn giới thiệu mời quý vị tới tham dự là lên online dancingkeys.com and book cái introductory session. Một cái session đây là được gặp Giana trực tiếp, nói chuyện với Giana, hiểu thêm về cái phương pháp là cái Simply Music. Giana cũng nhắc nhở quý vị đó, nhạc là một cái gì mà nó kêu bằng là regulate quý vị, là lúc mình căng thẳng, mình có nhiều công việc trong nhà, hay mình có cái niềm vui, hay cái gì mà nó làm cho mình buồn, nhạc làm cho mình hiểu về cái feeling, cái cảm giác của mình, và cũng làm cho mình heal. Mà mình thấy là giống như lúc mà mình buồn mình cũng có nhạc, mình vui mình có nhạc. When we're in love, there's music.
Yes.
You know, when there's a funeral, there's music.
Yes.
You know, so for me, music has been something that has been really healing to me. You know, because as we said, it acknowledges that what we're going through, but more importantly, it lets us know that we're not alone.
Yes.
You know, as a therapist, especially during the pandemic, people don't know that when I work with OC autism, I have to answer suicide calls. I have to answer mental health crises. And that's mentally and physically draining on me. As you can see, sometimes I'm at loss for words. So what I really love what you said, and that reminder, Giana, is so important. Music helps you regulate, helps you find that even keel and that balance again.
Yes.
Now, Trish, what does music mean to you?
A lot. I didn't realize this when I was singing back when I was younger, because I lost my mom a few years before I auditioned for Asia Entertainment. But through Asia, I was able to express myself through music. They allowed me to write songs and write lyrics, and I didn't even notice that until like I was older, that I appreciate Asia Entertainment for letting me have an outlet for that.
So they were part of your healing journey when you lost someone
Yeah.
so important to you. You know, because my mom passed away on July 4th, and my birthday is July 5th. So that actually took me into this chronic depression and this journey that took a long time to come out of. But when I came out of it, I get to meet beautiful women like yourself. That every time I meet a woman like that, I feel like they're holding my hand and they're not letting me slip backwards. You know, so I love what you're saying, that music heals, and music is an outlet for you to write music and sing the music. Now I really want to look you up, Miss Trish, and hear your music.
You're in for a
I grew up in
treat.
the 80s and the 90s, you know, but you know, growing up, I wasn't in touch with my Vietnamese community and the music as much. And I think when I lost my mom, I'm like, wait, I'm Vietnamese. Am I also Chinese? And I'm also this, and I'm also that, and I'm also a refugee. And you know, when someone says, oh, you're fresh off the boat, I'm like, wait, I was literally on the boat.
Yes.
Right?
Just not fresh anymore.
Not fresh. But I'm so proud of that journey. And thank you, Miss Trish, for sharing your journey. Same thing with Giana. Is there something that you would like to say to the audience as we close our show, Miss Giana?
Oh my gosh, closing the show. Well, thank you, Julie, for reaching out and inviting me.
Oh, you're
and then
so
thank
welcome.
you, Trish, for joining me on this. The same day that you reached out to me, I reached out to Trish. I was like, who am I going to have on this show that really connects it all together? But also, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
The day we're taping this, I know it's going to air later, but really, I think the importance for everybody to do music as a family is important.
Yes.
Music shouldn't have to be an isolated thing. When you sit down to play piano, it doesn't have to be just the student and the piano. It could be the parent involved. And Trish knows, she used to practice with her kids all the time.
Yes.
When the parent gets involved with the child, whether it's with practicing, whether it's with listening to a song and talking about how that makes you feel, or this song reminds you of a time when you were a child, it really helps you connect through music. You can sit down and talk, and the kid might be like, I'm bored, I want to listen to this, but you're talking about
So we can't just send our kids to practice. We got to be there.
You got to participate. When you're involved, they feel the importance of it and they want your attention. Kids really want your love and your attention. And so if you can get involved in any way, that's really important.
Well, thank you so much. Thưa quý vị, Giana hôm nay muốn cảm ơn quý vị đã theo dõi chương trình. Giana cũng nói đó là connection là rất là quan trọng. Lúc mà mình kêu con của mình học music, học piano, mình phải ngồi đó lắng tai nghe với con của mình. Lúc đó nó mới học, với nó mới hiểu thêm. Sau đó thì mình cũng phải luôn luôn connect. Thì mình thấy đó là hôm nay Julie có thời gian nói chuyện với chị Trish về nói đó là nhạc là một phần là healing. Chị Trish chia sẻ với mình là lúc mà chị Trish mất mẹ, chị Trish cũng có một cái câu hỏi làm cho Asia mà cũng được write music. Tại lúc mà mình viết nhạc, mình ca nhạc, mình có người lắng tai nghe, mình đã một cái thời gian để cho mình giống như lành lại thành được thành công lại thành you know, get to be yourself again. Because I think sometimes loss makes you forget who you really are. And I really thank you ladies so much for being here, for sharing your beautiful journey. And I'm going to continue to share and see what the future looks like. Thưa quý vị khán giả, Julie cảm ơn quý vị khán giả đã luôn luôn ủng hộ chương trình Kiến thức y khoa gia đình và xã hội mỗi tuần, mỗi thứ ba lúc 7 giờ tối. Julie hy vọng gặp quý vị tuần tới. Cảm ơn quý vị. Chúc quý vị rất nhiều sức khỏe và may mắn.